So I'm Anasztazia from the Roma Education Fund, and I'm going to speak about the role of the scholarship and mentorship at the tertiary education at the university level. But before these components, I just want to really brief on the organization. So the foundation has been set under the decade of the Roma framework, and the mission of the foundation is to close the educational gap between the Roma and the non-Roma children. The main programs in the foundation are the grant program, the scholarship program, the policy development and capacity building, and reimbursable grant. But I'm not going to speak about these programs in detail, so I'm going to speak about the mentor and tutorships. What do we mean by mentor and tutorship in our projects? So first, when we are speaking about mentor and tutorship, the most important thing is that this relationship is built on a trust between the mentees and the mentors or tutors. And the mentor or the mentees first gain experience from the mentors and the tutors, but also the tutor and mentor are gaining experience from the mentees. First, they have the opportunity to develop their teaching skills, and in an ideal way, they are also satisfied with helping somebody to achieve her potential. So when we are speaking about the mentoring in our projects, these are proved to be really useful when children is set in a new academic environment, for example, during or after the admission to university or admission to secondary school or placing in a new classroom. Hence, the mentors are usually useful with helping the social integration of the Roma students or Roma pupils. The experience with tutoring activities, it's actually proved to be that the tutors are really like a good tools for closing the educational gap between the Roma and non-Roma children, and actually it can work at primary, secondary, and even university level. The scholarships, since it's a financial benefit, so its first aim, of course, to compensate the social disadvantaged situation of Roma children, and it's actually helping to create such a financial situation or circumstances which would make able the students to complete her studies, so not going to work or not turning to the distance learning, but finish the university in a full-time program. It's also a good tool for rewarding somebody for an already achieved results, but also it can work as an incentive for further academic development or improvement of the student. So we can say that when we are using in the projects or programs the scholarship and the tutor or mentorship components, it's very important how we are defining the role of these programs. It could be valid for a small-scale project, but it's valid also as for governmental programs. So that how they are using the scholarship, or what are the conditions of scholarship, or what are the conditions of mentorship, and what are the obligations of the students during this relationship. The Roma Education Fund is supporting or using these components in several projects at secondary and at tertiary level. Now the REF is financing secondary scholarship program with tutoring component in 3 countries, Serbia, Macedonia, and Romania. And just a few months ago, Slovakia is also committed to join this program. Also, we have the university scholarship program, which probably majority of you know it. It's the formal RMUSP program from the OSI. And we have the Roma Universitas type of projects in Macedonia, Serbia, in Hungary as well. So I want to speak briefly about this scholarship program. It has actually 4 type of program. It's a merit-based scholarship. We have to say first, and as you see, in the last academic year, the Roma Education Fund has granted almost 1,500 scholars. And I have here a table. You might see that in the last years how the number of the grants has increased. You can see here that actually this is the number of grants in the last academic year. While previous in 2008 it was like it's doubled almost. It's also just some data that who are the renewal applications, and actually you might see that the majority of the students from the RMUSP program are students who are receiving the first degree, the bachelor degree. And just you might have questions on how do we decide about the award or about the grant. So besides that it's a merit-based scholarship, the program is also taking into consideration the demand of the country, so the number of the applications, also whether there is any alternative scholarship program in the country, and are there any affirmative policies, quota system, which make probably easier in some sense the situation of the Roma students, and also the estimated Roma population size in each country relative to the total Roma population in the program countries. And beside the scholarship program, the Roma Education Fund is also supporting the Roma students from its grant program. You might see here an indicator table that since the establishment of the foundation, almost 3,500 Roma students has been involved in different projects. Mostly these are Roma Vestas type of projects, but this is that there are projects which are the Roma Vestas project, but there are other type of projects which are just involve mentoring or tutoring or both. Here is the share of the numbers. Actually, in the last year, the majority of the students were from Hungary, and then from Romania, who has been granted through the grant program. And now I would like just to speak a bit about the Roma Vestas type of projects. The general aim of the program, if you would say that first it would like to provide financial and professional services to the students in order to complete successfully their higher education. But beside that, the program is also strengthening the Roma identity. It also aims to strengthen the interaction between Roma and non-Roma students, and directly or indirectly, it contributes to the creation of middle class, or some of them are saying that creation of elite, Roma elite. In brief, or very simplified way, these are the main services of the program. So one part is the financial benefit, which can be like scholarship, textbooks allowance, or small-scale grant program. And of course, there are the professional services, IT language courses, and plus the tutoring and mentoring activities, which can be individual or group level as well. In that type of project, based on the external evaluations, the graduation rate is over 80%. Almost 75% of the graduates have a language exam, and after 1 year of the graduation, usually 70% of the students are employed, and these are in half of the cases, these are in relation to their profession. And actually, I want to conclude here my presentation, and if you have any question, then you can ask.
Thank you very much.